Today on Bite Size, we'll be looking at curve manipulation, how we can slice them, dice them, connect them together, and make really nice profile curves. So with that being said, cue the intro, and we'll get right to it. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to create a profile that I could use for modeling later, and I'm just going to show you all the techniques I use to do so with curves. I'm just going to use the default CV curve tool, and I'm not going to change anything in the settings. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to just press a reset tool there, and what I'm going to do is very simply, I'm going to start by, once I'm in the tool, holding down X, and that's gonna snap to point, and I'm just gonna start by snapping to these, and immediately you'll see that I have a slight problem. If I want a corner here, it's not going to create it for me, because the way that the cubic CV tool works is creating a parabola. So I basically need to put a few points together in the same distance, or as close as possible, to get a nice corner. So to do that, I'm basically want to create a corner here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to click one more time on the same point, and you're going to see it's going to show me color there. I'm going to go there, and now I can basically start adding the shape I want. So let's say I want another corner here. I'll put there. There we go. So then we got a nice corner there. I'm gonna add a point there, and that's basically it. So this is the shape I want. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you is that, you know what, I kind of want this to round up. So if I right click over, I can get my control points and I can start moving it. But you know what, this is great, but I think I need more control points here. So to add a control point, I'm just going to right click over and go, what was it, curve point, and you'll see that I get this yellow dot, and if I press shift I can get multiple of these. To add basically another control point, I actually need to add what they call a knot. So if I go to curves, and I'm just going to open this menu, if we go down here, where was it? Should have insert knot. Insert knot, there it is, insert knot. And now if I go over here, you can see it's inserted a knot where we didn't have one before. So now I have more control. There's another way of doing this. So let's say I'm doing something like this and I need more data here. Let's say I want to make a nice corner here and I don't have enough data, so I'm just gonna add another 2 points there, and I'm gonna press shift and right click, and then I can go insert knot. And now if I go over to the control points, hold down X, I can now snap them to the same point, and I get this nice sharp point there. There you go. So we saw how to add points. Let's say I now want to cut this, and I want to make this into 2 pieces. Well, for that I'm going to actually use the EP curve, because the EP curve lets me do something that this one doesn't. It's just between the distance create several points. I want to snap to that point and then snap here and create kind of a line this way. So I'm going to hold down C for snap to curve, and you'll see, whoops, C to snap to curve, and I'll drag it till I get to the, I'm going to drag it till I get to that corner, and then I'm going to press X, snap to grid, and I'm going to do that, and press enter. Now you can see I got this shape that I want to create. So now this is pretty cool. I got these very complex shapes, but now I want to basically slice this into pieces, into 2 pieces, so I can create a profile for this section and a profile for this section. So how do I do that? Well, I select this curve, and then I can go here to cut over here. So I'm going to use cut, and you can see that now I have two pieces, and you can actually see these over here. It's pretty cool. So if I take now these two together and I want to combine them into one, I'm going to go to the attach options. I'm going to open the attach options, and I'm just going to reset them. And you can see by default it's set to blend. So when I go, oops, choose that one and that one, if I choose apply, you can see it kind of smooths it out just a little, but it smooths it. I think right now it's doing that because if I grab this, you can see I got a whole bunch of data there. Let's say if I just clean this out a bit, remove it by deleting those. Now if I grab this guy and go apply, you'll see it's gonna bend that over like that. And that's something I don't want. What I do want is a clean connection. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go connect and connect, we get a clean connection. Now let's connect between these two and do the same thing. Now you can see it says here multiple knots, keep or remove. I'm going to go remove, so if there's more than one knot like before I had, it's going to keep it nice and clean, and I'm getting a nice shape. So with that, it's all great. So now what did we learn? We learned how to cut, we learned how to add data, remove data. Now let's look at history. So if I move this, I can change the behavior or the spot between how these got connected. Same on the other side. So basically what I want to do is choose these two new curves and delete the connections between the construction curves. So I'm going to go edit, delete by type history, and just remove these construction curves, the ones that I used to make these shapes. So let's say I want this to not revolve around itself, but I want to kind of build a tube of this shape. So for that, I'm going to duplicate it, and in my channel box here under the scale X, I'm going to do -1, and I know it's the scale X because I can see the X down here in the little swatch down there, the little thingy. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect. It's connected, it looks fine. Let's do the same for the bottom one. Minus on the X. And apply. Ah, that's what I wanted to happen. So what's happening here, if we look at the original shapes, let's just isolate, select that. I did that with Shift I. If we look at the original shapes, you can see that the directionality is going from here back, and then from here all the way back, and they meeting here. So what's happening, it says, okay, I'm going to run along this, and okay, take this end and connect it to this end, and everything should be fine. And that's not the way it should work. So I'm just going to undo until we bring everything back. There we go. So if I grab, to find the right one, this one, and now reverse the curve, you'll see that will fix it. And now we get these nice, really nice shapes. And that one and that one. I'm going to delete the history and remove all of the construction curves, leaving just the ones I want. And now we have these very fancy curves. And with that, I would say thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave comments below if you want to see something more advanced. And with that, I'm going to conclude the NURBS curves segment. If you want to see more and you want to learn more, and if you have specific questions, please let me know. And with that, I bid you adieu. Goodbye.